And welcome to Transform Your Life in 15 Minutes. This is where we are doing 5-minute exercises, one each for the mind, the body, and the soul. And the premise is we're going to work on all three parts of our whole self in order to transform ourselves. And with that being said, for the mind portion, this month we are reading from a book that I wrote. This is a book called Your Body, The Perfect House, How to Find Your True Purpose and Live a Balanced Life. And the way this book came about was growing up, especially as, like I say, a young adult, I would always notice that if my house was a mess, it just appeared that my life was a mess. And if my house was like clean and in order, it just appeared that my life was clean and in order. So that's the premise of this book, is basically how to clean up your life, which is your house. And what I did was I used the house as an analogy, just like I did when I was growing up as a young adult, and also as an older adult as well. Like the same thing still applies today. But basically, there's 5 areas in your lives. You have your physical, you have your financial, you have your emotional, you have your spiritual, and then of course you have your relationships. And so what I did was I took the rooms of the house and then I equated those to the 5 areas in your life, and I show you how to clean those areas up in order to find your true purpose and then live a balanced life. So I'm so excited to be bringing you my book today. And as I mentioned, that I'm working with the publishers right now, so it's in the process of getting editing. And by the way, I wrote this book 3 years ago. Yes, 3 years ago, and I'm just now releasing it and getting it published. So this is a very exciting time for me. So I'm thank you for being in on my journey, and also thank you for listening to this. I know it's very early in the morning for a lot of you, particularly if you're on the Pacific Coast time. This is 6 o'clock in the morning, and for some of you, it's like, oh, this is so early to get up. But I do appreciate you doing that. And then I also, of course, want to thank you for taking the time to watch the recording, because if you can't watch it live, then what's the next best thing? Yes, to watch the recording. So I do want to thank you. And good morning. I want to say hi to Catherine and also Patty in New England. Those are my viewers, and I really do appreciate you guys, because for you guys, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I really do appreciate you guys taking the time to come on and watch this recording as well, and also watch it live, I should say. Okay, so back to my book. So right now it's in the publishing hands, and I'm working with the publisher as far as trying to get this book out by the end of this year. So I don't have it available for you yet, but I promise you by the end of this month, I'll have some more information for you of how you can gain access of this book. Now, this is what we're doing for the mind portion. Now, for the body portion of the challenge, it's not a challenge. I keep saying that because I actually started off doing it as a challenge, but then I decided to continue on. So for the body portion, we are doing a 5-minute yoga routine. And right now, we've been doing this routine. This is probably like a 3rd day now. So I'll be switching it up a little bit, but I just want to kind of get you used to the movements and the poses, particularly if this is your first introduction to yoga. And then last but not least, for the soul portion of the Transform Your Life in 15 Minutes, we are doing a meditation. It's a 5-minute meditation, and this month I'm doing a guided meditation. And more specifically, this one is a relaxation, a progressive relaxation. So it's something really good that, is great right now, but particularly in the middle of the day, if you get stressed out or you just need something to calm you down, rewind and go back to the last, let's say, 5 or so minutes of this recording, and then just listen to that progressive relaxation. Just kind of relax your body. It really does work and help you relieve all those tensions. All right, so my name is McAdams, and I'm actually an author. I'm also an accounting professor, and I'm a certified life coach. I specialize in personal and small business finance and also fitness. I help people reach their goals, and it's this aspect that I'm coming to you today, and it's transform your life and help you in order to help you reach your goals and to be successful. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And right now on our book, we are starting chapter 3. So if you're just not joining me, let me just kind of give you like a little brief synopsis of what's been going on. So the first, there was obviously an introduction to the book that kind of explained the overall, give you a general overall idea of what the book was about, which I explained to you. And then chapter 1 was about their neighborhood. And the neighborhood is indicative of the people that you hang around with. So those 5 people that you mainly spend most of your time with, you're a combination of those 5 people. So in the book and also in life, I'm telling you that be careful with who you hang around with. And look at those people. If these people are not, the combination of these people are not where you want to be at this point in your life, now it's the time to make changes. And I mentioned like some of these people may be your family or really, really close friends, but still, if they're not where you want to be in life, then maybe don't hang out as often and don't stay as long. Okay, so if you want to make changes in your life, you got to look at all the areas, and these are not going to necessarily be easy changes, but they are going to be necessary in order for you to change. All right, and then chapter 2 was talking about the outside of the house. So this is like our general outside appearance. And I mentioned this before, and I love this analogy. It's sort of like painting the outside of your house, but you live on the inside, and guess what? The inside is a total disaster area, right? So the outside appearance, you may look like a well put together person, but on the inside you're miserable, like you barely have time to, you don't want to even get up, or maybe like your house is such a total disaster, like you're just totally hoarding things and not cleaning up. You're really not taking care of yourself, but when people see you on the outside, you put on this persona that everything is going on well. Okay, so we got to stop that. And so that's what we're talking about in outside the house. Now we're in chapter 3, and we're going to go on into the inside of the house. Okay, says when you're on the inside, the house may, let me start again. Says when you're when you're inside the house, it may on first sight look good and in order, but upon further inspection, you may find that although it appears neat, it is not really clean. Likewise, it is only when we get to know a person or allow them to get to know us do we understand and realize that they have problems and issues that they're dealing with. Since we get to know people in layers, at first glance they may look perfect, but when we start looking closer, we might see a bit of dust. Getting to know the inside of a person, just like a house, is like peeling an onion. There are lots of layers, and as we peel those layers away and get to know the person, there may be a lot of crying that takes place. A personal transformation might take place in the process as the work continues getting to know someone, just as it is in each room inside the house. Getting to know each room inside the house is like peeling an onion and getting to know each layer. The same is true for getting to know a person. After you have met someone interesting, it often compels you to want to find out more about that person. Approaching how to get to know someone better can be awkward if you don't have a clue of how to progress. Progression into getting to know someone better is easy when a plan is mapped together and followed. Cleaning the inside of a house can be a big job, and the first time through, it may require a lot of equipment and cleaning supplies. The inside of the house may get cleaned, however, certain areas may need more attention. The vacuum may not have picked up all the lint or dirt on the carpet and may need to be cleaned out. As you look more closely, you may find more dirt or bits of food that need to be swept up. You grab a broom and you start sweeping, and even more dust appeared than when the vacuum cleaner didn't even touch. It may seem like you're getting the same area and covering and the same issues and stories as before, feeling like a failure or the job was not well done. The truth is that you are showing up as a different person, looking at the same issues, and can do a better job of cleaning and be more detailed than the first time around. In the beginning, when cleaning the inside of a house, it made no sense to start with the bedroom, so you used a heavy-duty vacuum cleaner. Eventually, you discovered that you had to go over the same area with the broom to really get the dust out of the carpet or the floor. You can do a lot more thorough job of cleaning with a mop and broom this time around. The same is true for people dealing with people with issues and dramas in their life. Sometimes the same issues have to be revisited again with a different mindset or tools. Cleaning can be looked at as cleaning yourself from all the false beliefs and images that you may carry around in your mind. In reality, you are the cleaning instrument or broom. The first time around dealing with an issue, you were opaque, vague, and also perhaps anxious or troubled, and didn't clean up your true self 100% of what you could be. Once you have done a thorough inventory of what needs to be done, it is possible to become a finely tuned instrument and get the job done right. When you have the opportunity to look back at the same set of beliefs and circumstances that you cleaned up at a year or two ago, you see those areas differently. You may find falsehoods or distortions that you couldn't see before. In other words, you finally see the dust and the cracks, and you can use the right cleaning tool and sweep them away right out of your mind. When you were using a vacuum cleaner, you didn't have the skills or the right cleaning tool to finish the job and do it right. For that reason, returning to the same topic more than once isn't a measure of failure or regrets. Rather, it is a progression of skills that have become refined, more complete, and thorough in those changes. Self-awareness is like looking on the inside of the house and seeing all of your strengths, weaknesses, beliefs, thoughts, emotions, personality, and motivation. It allows you to understand how you are perceived by others, how to understand other people and your responses and attitude towards them in any given moment. Begin in the room you are in. We might assume that we are totally self-aware and we are of where we are at this given moment. However, we are whatever situation we find ourselves in. Begin in the room you are in. With practice, you can learn to engage in a heightened awareness and see new opportunities in your thoughts, conversation with others, and emotions. We must act with whatever skills or gifts we have been given to achieve our greatest self using what we have and what we can do. All right, so let's start there. Okay, so that's a great place to end, because right now it's talking about beginning where the room you're in your life is like when we're talking about transformation. For where you are right now. We're not worried about the past. We're not concerned about the future. It's where you are right now. And these are the areas that we're going to address in order to help you transform your life. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that little 5-minute reading segment of the transformation. So let's move on to the second and third part. Now, I want you to know this one thing, and I hope it's kind of clear to you, is that when we're talking about our whole self, we're made up of 3 parts, right? Which are mind, body, and soul. And I want you to notice that 2/3 of those parts are located on the inside, right? So for those of you that are trying to accomplish your physical goals on the outside, notice that, I forgot to turn on the light. There you go. Now you can see me a little better. So notice that for those of you that are trying to work on the outside only, and you may find that you're struggling and not feeling successful, or maybe you're not even happy in the progress. Well, work on the other 2/3, which are the mind and the soul, because those are the ones that are on the inside. And remember, what you do on the inside is going to be reflective on the outside. You can change the outside, but changing the outside does not change the inside. But guess what? Changing the inside does change the outside. All right, so now we're going to move on to the yoga. And remember, this is a 5-minute segment. I invite you to join me. I will be guiding you through this yoga practice. We're going to start off in child's pose, and we're going to start off with 3 deep breaths. Immediately after the yoga, we're going to go into the meditation. All right, so you're going to come into child's pose. Your palms are up. Your forehead is down, touching the mat. And give me 3 deep breaths. On your next inhale, bring your arms forward, place them directly underneath your shoulders, and place your knees directly underneath your hips. And as you exhale, I want you to round through the spine, tuck your tailbone under, drop your chin down to your chest. And as you inhale, your head and chest comes forward, arch through your back. Exhale, round through the spine, press those armpits down toward the mat. And inhale, tailbone sticks up. One more time, exhale. And inhale. This time as you exhale, I want you to curl those toes under and take it to downward facing dog. Now, this isn't the first time in a downward facing dog in this session, so I want you to do what feels comfortable to you. Just kind of pedal your feet, trying to get those heels down to the mat, just feeling the stretch going down from your calf all the way up through the buttocks. Come up on your toes and just round down through the balls of your feet all the way down to your heels. Continue pedaling, just doing what feels comfortable to you. Keep your head in line with your biceps. Fingers and toes are spread out nice and wide. All right, on the next exhale or inhale, go ahead and press or bring that left foot in forward toward your fingertips. And let's take it up to a high lunge. Your arms are straight up and your head's in alignment with your bicep. You're looking straight ahead, or if you feel comfortable, you can also look up as well. Take a nice deep breath, and as you exhale, you're going to curl that right foot down so the heel is touching the mat, and you're making sure that your arms are extending out nice to the side. Now your left foot, your left heel is dissecting the arch of your right back foot. Your right foot is located at an angle. And you're pressing your hips down toward the mat. Take nice 3 deep breaths. Bring those shoulder blades together. And then we're going to reverse the warrior. Take that right hand down the leg. Left arm comes all the way up. Nice deep breath. And as you exhale, bring that left arm forward just above the knee. Right arm goes up and over. Again, your gaze is either up at the ceiling. You can also look forward, or you can look down. Continue to breathe. And on your next exhale, go ahead and place your palms back, down toward the mat. Take your feet back to downward facing dog. And continue pedaling. Remember, just do what feels comfortable to you. Come up on those toes. Maybe swaying your body side to side. Continue breathing. On your next exhale, bring that right foot forward toward the fingertips and take it up into a high lunge. Continue breathing. Lift up your chest, pressing those hips down toward the mat. Deep breath here, and as you exhale, rotate the back left leg down and extend those arms. Shoulder blades come together. Hips go down toward the mat. Pressing those heels down into the mat. Nice and long, 3 breaths. Extending from fingertip to fingertip. Now go ahead and reverse the warrior. And as you exhale, take that right arm just above the knee. Left arm goes up and over. Press the shoulder blades down and away from your ears. Now rotate over, place your palms back down, and take it to downward facing dog. This time, start walking your feet toward your palms, keeping your knees bent, and just kind of forward fold, just kind of hang. And then slowly take it up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Make sure that your head is the last to rise, rotating your shoulders down and back. Arms down by your side, take a deep breath, arms come up as you inhale. And as you exhale, dive the body forward. Placing the palms down flat, walk your feet out so that you're into a squatting position. Lower your hips down to the mat and use your elbows to press out on those inner thighs. Bring the palms together. Taking a deep breath, and as you exhale, just kind of lower your head down. Continue breathing. Now go ahead and release it. Take your hands back, sitting back, and coming down to a cross-legged seated position. Your arms are down by your side. Take a nice deep breath, inhaling. We're going to greet the palms together at the very top, and then we're going to exhale down through the center, and namaste. Okay, if you're still seated here, we're going to go right into meditation. So go ahead and just kind of get comfortable where you are. Just kind of feel your body. Close your eyes. And just kind of get a feel and notice where you are right now. Not making any judgments, but just notice the areas in your body. What does it feel like? Go ahead and give me a nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through your mouth. Another deep breath, inhale. And exhale. All right, let's start off with your feet. Let's go ahead and squeeze your feet together. Squeeze them nice and tight. Just kind of hold it, and then release it. We tend to use our feet a lot, and they're taxed. So it's very important for you to understand and get to know the feeling of being tight and being loose. Just kind of wiggle those toes, whatever feels good to you. Now moving up, let's go ahead and squeeze those thighs. Squeeze them really, really tight. Just bring those thighs, those muscles in together. Just hold it. And then release. Just let the thighs just kind of fall apart. And notice the releaseness, the relaxing in your legs. Also in the hips. Remember, all our body, the muscles are connected. We're one, we're all connected. All right, moving on to our gluteals. Go ahead and squeeze your buttocks really, really tight. Just really focus on concentrating those sit bones and bring them in together. Just kind of hold it, and release. Notice the relaxation in the legs as you release the buttocks, even in the lower back. Continue breathing, taking a nice deep breath. And exhaling. Now go ahead and squeeze your abdominal in really, really tight. Squeeze that belly button and press it all the way to your spine. Squeeze and hold, and then release. Just let your belly just release and relax. Now let the diaphragm go all the way up as you inhale. Belly comes out and expands. And then exhale. All right, with the soft fist, go ahead and bring those arms up toward your shoulders and squeeze the muscles, those biceps really, really tight. And as you do that, you're going to notice there's a tightness right across your chest and into your shoulders, even up into your back. Just kind of squeeze and hold. And then release. Open up those hands. Lengthen out the arms and relax and breathe. Moving on to the shoulders. Go ahead and bring those shoulders all the way up toward the ears. Doesn't take that much. Just squeeze and hold. All the stresses in your lives are located generally in your shoulders. Just kind of squeeze and hold on to it for a moment. And then release. Just feel the stress just melting away from your shoulders. And notice that when you do that, the elongation appears in your neck. Deep breath in and exhale. All right, now go ahead and clench your teeth together and get the tightness into your jaws. It's going to extend all the way up to the ears. Just kind of squeeze and hold it really, really tight. Just clutch it real tight as you can. And then release and relax. Now your eyes are closed. Now I want you to squeeze them really, really tight, squinching your nose and just squinching all the muscles in your face that you can activate. Just squeeze and hold. Just hold it, and then release. Doesn't it feel good to release all the stress in your body? Give me a nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose and exhale. Again, deep breath, inhaling through your nose and exhale. One more time, nice deep breath. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. All right, that concludes our meditation. Thank you for doing that with me. Again, it just feels really good just to feel the tension and stress just kind of melt away from all your body, the muscles in your body, as you do that progressive relaxation. All right, so that concludes our 15 minutes of the Mind, Body, Soul Challenge. I want to thank you for joining me today. And I want you to know that today's word is abundance. So I want you to go about and have an abundant day. Just look around and notice all the abundance that God has provided us. Look at the trees, look at the leaves, look at the land. Just bask in the abundance that's been provided for you. And have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.